back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business, and a lot of stuff going on. I tell you, I'm now beginning to try to learn how to say Donald Trump is the Republican nominee for president. I'm trying to figure out how to make those words come from my mouth without, vomiting slightly, because it appears more and more likely in every state. First of all, in Super Tuesday states, which was supposed to be the so-called SEC, phenomenon, Trump is winning in every one of those states, with the exception of just a handful. And he's not only winning, but he's winning fairly significantly in all of them. We actually need game over, dude. Game over. So,
game over, man. It's game over.
Yeah, exactly. I kept thinking that there was, a lot of talk, and then people would say in polling, just for being entertaining themselves, oh yeah, I'm going to vote for Trump. But no one knows what goes on behind closed doors. Well, now we do know. We're seeing what's happening. They're voting for Trump.
Wouldn't it be amazing if, at the end of all this, Trump became president, and then, of course, the media backlash would be that America really is a racist nation?
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you'd hear about for the next 4 years is nothing but how America is full of hate, anger, bigotry, and racism
And fear.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
That's the motivating factor for all that. But, I mean, think about the news stories. That's all you're going to hear about.
All the time. And
of course, then all the things that Donald Trump has, how many lawsuits has he had against him? Hundreds?
Incredible lawsuits. Mitt Romney saying that there's, a ticking time bomb in Trump's taxes. And,
sure.
and I would think at this point he should have revealed his taxes. It's getting to that point. It's beginning to get real where you start, disclosing those forms.
Back in 2012, he said, no problem, I'll do that,
Right.
before. So, I mean.
And he says, now I'm in no hurry to do that.
Right.
Well, what's that translation means, he better get in one, because we the Republican Party, I'm not even going to say we, I'm not a Republican, really, but the Republican Party is going to find themselves with a candidate who can't get elected.
Well, wait a second. Do you really think that the people who are voting for Trump care about his taxes?
That's true. I forgot.
I mean, seriously.
No, you're right. I mean,
they're
not alarmed over
No.
his public bromance with, Vladimir Putin. They're not alarmed.
No, they probably like it.
They're not alarmed that he talks about other presidents' administrations as reigns. And we're not talking about Barack Obama. He uses the language of reign to describe how someone should be president of the United States. So much for public servant. He's not alarmed when a guy heckles him at his event and says that guy should be brutalized. He's not alarmed.
He said he should punch one of his protesters.
Yeah, I know. He's not. People aren't alarmed by that. And so he has so much more in common with Putin than he does any American leader we've ever had. And the threat that Obama had of not letting Fox come, into the White House, press rooms, he'll never do a press conference.
He'll make that look really. Oh, he loves the press, Kevin. He loves it.
Well, I know, but it won't be ever anything like it used to be. You're going to have a whole bunch of little tiny.
I don't mind that.
Well, maybe not.
I don't mind. That's one of the things that I would actually look forward to is seeing how the dynamic
you like
changes.
Him to not get vetted thoroughly and not be.
No. I don't want him to be president. My point is, if he is president, it will be interesting to see how the whole media coverage in D.C. changes. Because they've been fawning all over the presidents for so long, at least the Democrat presidents. They've been fawning all over them, trying to get access to them. You remember, and Trump loves giving access to the media. Well, now it's like he'll beat them up though.
Right.
He'll give them access, and then he'll just beat the
what's
crap
going to be
out of
funny
them.
is that the most obscure news websites will be given permission to come in. Some major media will be kicked out entirely. He'll be deferring to little rags that no one have ever heard of.
Don't expect Univision.
They stroke his
his
ego.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't expect Univision there ever.
So anyway, I'm trying to get used to the idea. I just don't see how the guy I'm now supporting, Senator Ted Cruz. I don't see how he pulls it off. I just don't see it.
Well, there's going to be there's a reckoning coming, and in the Republican Party, but across the country, and it's going to speak volumes about what really matters, what we're motivated by here in America right now, and it makes me scared that out of the two, that Hillary Clinton looks like the more presidential.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I don't want to sound like a program from KKHT, which is a great station, but I do think there's a spiritual blindness that is happening. There's almost a supernatural spiritual blindness when people like you and I know that are very conservative and love our country are gravitating towards someone like Donald Trump.
Yeah. Well, even evangelicals.
Yeah,
that's the weirdest thing, is that a large portion of his constituency are self-professed evangelical Christians. What does that say? When he's really a hateful guy.
Doesn't bode well. Does not bode well. All right, when we come back, we're going to have much more for you. I'm looking at this great list of guests today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Person Van Law Firm, Efficient Wealth Management, ROA Health, and Chris Kidd Enterprises. They're all responsible. Oh, no. They're all among the reasons why we have this great program. More for you after this.